right, so we are back, and the last 2 days we've worked on adding mixed numbers, and you can see right here, lesson 9.9, we're going to start on subtracting mixed numbers. So kind of following that same pattern that we did the week prior, now we're going to spend 2 days on subtraction. You can see here Wednesday and Thursday, so just like the last 2 days, we're going to be using these same pages from this lesson. We're just breaking apart one lesson into 2 days. So mine's a little messy, but we're going to go through, following along. We're on page 365. So let's look at the first example here. Evan is walking 2 1/8 miles to his aunt's house. He has already walked 6/8 of a mile. How much farther does Evan have to go? Well, this is his total distance that he has to travel, and he's already walked this far. So this is a subtraction problem. I know that because it says how much farther does Evan have to go. So just like before, I'm going to set this up vertically with my mixed number 2 1/8 on top and subtracting the 6/8 below. Now, just like before, guys, I think it's important for you to see a visual and see this represented in a model. So I've already gone ahead and I've drawn this figure for you so that you can see the subtraction occurring right before your very eyes. So 2 1/8 means that I have whole figures, maybe they're pizzas, in this case it's a distance or miles, and they're broken up into 8 equal parts. And I have 2 whole figures, so I'm going to shade all of these in figure number 1, and then all of these squares in figure number 2. So all 8 parts. And then in this third figure, I'm going to just shade the 1/8 that I see represented here. We should be good so far. Now I need to take 6/8 away. So now I have a pencil or a pen, and I'm going to cross off 6/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I've taken those 6/8 away, and now I can look at my figure. I have another marker, and I'm going to see what I have remaining or left. In this case, how much further Evan has to walk. So that's one whole figure. That would be the whole number 1. And this figure is no longer completely shaded. I only see 1, 2, and 3 parts that are still shaded. So that fraction would represent 3/8 of the mile. So Evan still has to walk 1 3/8 miles. Now, we said that, of course, you can draw the picture, and some of you will probably skip this step and you'll go right to the subtraction part. So now I'm going to rewrite this, and let's see how that looks when we're just doing the math and not including the picture. So this is a little bit different than the addition. I need you guys to really focus in for a moment for me. I still start with my fractions. However, I cannot take 6 away from 1. 1 minus 6 will not work. So now I have to regroup, and this is a little bit different than the addition. What I'm going to do is go over to my whole number, 2, and I'm going to cross that off and turn that into a 1. Well, so how does that help me over here? The other whole number that I just took away, I'm going to change that now and regroup to this fraction. So if I'm working with 8s, that would be like adding on 8/8. Again, I took one whole number away and just regrouped it. Now it's right here written as a fraction, 8/8. So now I have the problem 1 and, well, if I add 8/8 to 1/8, now I have a total of 1 9/8. Now I can subtract 6/8. Because guess what? I can take 6 away from 9. You guys know what 9 minus 6 is? That is, you got it, 3/8, which is, hey, the same fraction we have up here. And then 1, you're not taking anything away, will stay 1 3/8. So again, just keeping in mind that you will arrive at the same answer, drawing a picture or regrouping and subtracting. So that was question number 1 right here on page 365. Let's turn the page. We're not going to do this problem. We're going to skip over to page 367, and we have 2 problems that we're going to talk about. They're right here, number 3 and number 4. So for question number 3, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that problem for you guys. Again, they really don't give you enough room, and I really hope that as you're working through these problems, you guys are taking the time to rewrite them as well. This problem is 7 5/8 minus 2 4/8. Wow. Right away, I'm looking at these 2 fractions, and I noticed something. 4 and 5. I can subtract 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. That would leave me with 1/8 here, and then 7, take away 2, that leaves me with 5. So my answer is 5 1/8. I did not have to regroup because this number right here is smaller than this numerator. So I was able to do that subtraction. Let's look at the last problem. This was question number 3, and now we're looking at question number 4. 5, whole number 5, that's weird, there's no fraction. Take away 2 3/4. Well, 5 and no fraction, that's kind of like 5 0/4, but I know we can't, there's really no such thing as 0/4. That's just equal to 0. So what I'm going to do is then take away my 5, and now I'm left with 4. And if I'm talking about fourths, then I'm going to add on my whole number that I just regrouped. Again, I took this 5 away, regrouped it into 4/4, which we know is equal to 1, and I'm left with, instead of 5, I'm left with 4 4/4. So now, if I rewrite this as 4 4/4 minus 2 3/4, I can subtract, right? Because before, I could not do this subtraction. I can't take 3 away from 0. There's nothing there to subtract from. But now I can take 3 away from 4. So now I'm ready to solve. 4/4, take away 3/4, leaves me with 1/4. And then 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. My answer is 2 1/4. Okay, you guys have some independent practice. We'll go over these in our math meeting. If you have any questions, please let me know. You're doing problems 5 through 12.